Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your set. I am Hitman Cos. Welcome to your official predictions for both Night of Champions and NXT Battleground. And of course, I'm not alone in this endeavor. Please welcome, as always, the co-host, the humble man, Gary. Gary, welcome to the contracts.
Yo, my man, Cough Payton. What's good, my nigga?
Yeah, you already know, man. Ready to get into these pay-per-views?
You already know. Let's do this shit like Brutus, my nigga.
Alright. To start things off, we'll get into Battleground. And with that being said, first up, we have the tournament finals for the vacant NXT Women's Championship between Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton.
Right. Honestly speaking, I love them both, so I want either one to win them, and I hope the match is going to be good.
Now, oh man, even though she still has that whole annoying bitch vibe to her, I want Tiffany Stratton to win. I feel that that it's time, that it's her time to shine, and she's ready for this. And also, what happened?
I said sorry, I got you, my man. I feel you perfectly with that.
Yeah, and then also, I got no problem with Lyra Valkyria, in ring wise. She's pretty good in the ring, but it's just something about her. I don't like her. I'm just not feeling her. Maybe it's a character. I don't know what it is, but I don't like her.
Well, no, I got you perfectly, my man. I can't really debate you there. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it, I got you, though.
Moving on, we have Noam Dar versus Dragon Lee in a British Rounds rules match for the NXT Heritage Cup. Now, let me what happened?
Oh, sorry, I was going to get to who I said was going to win, but I didn't know you had something to say. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, well, let me preface this by saying, with the exception of like the very first episode, I never watched NXT UK. I've watched their takeover events, but never the weekly show outside of the very first episode. So with that being said, even though they did explain the rules, I really don't know what to expect going into this match. Just because, I've never seen, the Heritage Cup tournament or British Round rules match. So, I really can't have an opinion on the match itself. But I'll tell you what, that most recent episode of NXT has helped refresh me of how good Noam Dar is in the ring. Like, I'll be honest, back when he was, a part of 205 Live and they occasionally had matches on Raw, he was mainly a jobber, and he really didn't show me much, But
right.
And it's obvious that he got sent to NXT UK upon 205 Live shutdown and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure he's probably been wrestling on Main Event. But because I haven't seen that, I ain't know anything of him or that he was even still in the company. But his most recent match on NXT has shown me that not only has he not lost a set, but he's improved greatly. And,
oh yeah.
And no offense to Nathan Fraser, but I can honestly say, had it not been for Dragon Lee's distraction, Noam Dar would have won that match.
That's true.
And
That's true.
as far as Dragon Lee goes, you know, he is a great talent. You know, based on all the matches I've seen from him in NXT so far, you know, he's absolutely great. So I expect. No, go ahead. You were saying?
No, I said facts. I want either one of them to win it too, and that's gonna be a great match. Honestly speaking, it really will.
Yeah. Now, because you know, I still have yet to make a completely fair judgment on Dragon Lee because he hasn't been here that long. I can't really. I'm not really pulling for him, and at the same time, with Noam Dar, because this is my first time, you know, seeing him in the ring again. I can't make a judgment on him, so I really can't pull for either one in this match, and I would just have to, and I'm just gonna have to look through this match through a casual's eyes, so to speak.
Right.
But honestly, given what Noam Dar showed me on NXT and what I've seen from Dragon Lee, I think this match will be great.
Oh yeah, I think so as well.
But with the way Noam Dar has been holding on to that Heritage Cup like his life depends on it, and trying not to defend it against anybody, you know, it has me thinking that he's gonna lose.
Oh, I got you perfectly.
Anyways, moving on. We have Ilya Dragunov versus Dijak in a last man standing match. Honestly, first off, I think this might be the match of the night.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Because these two have been at each other's throats for weeks trying to kill each other.
Right.
And how far each one of them has gone towards maiming each other just has me knowing that freaking, first off, there's nothing that they won't do to take each other out during the match. But then again, that's what they gotta do, so they'll stay down for the 10 count. But
oh yeah, exactly.
But just given how stiff Ilya is in the ring and just how hard hitting Dijak is, period, this is going to be an absolutely brutal match.
Oh yeah. Yeah, honestly speaking, I want either one of them to win too. And yeah, it's gonna be a brutal last match. It is.
And normally, you know, when it comes to the blatant height discrepancy between the two, you'd think that Dragunov has a bit of a speed advantage, but nah. This man Dijak, despite being 6'7", mind you, 6'7", freaking he not only can he keep up with him, he can run around just as fast as him, and even flip as like he can, which in my opinion still doesn't make freaking sense.
Right.
Cause a dude that damn tall should not be able to move that fluidly, you know?
That's a fact.
But, you know, here he is, just you know, just being able to move like a locomotive.
Right.
But then again, you know, that all works to his advantage because it helps him, you know, put on such great matches.
Exactly.
But honestly, in this match, I think I might have Dragunov winning.
Honestly, I think so too.
But if Dijak wins, I won't have a problem.
Yeah, neither would I.
Well, moving on, we have Gallus versus the Creed Brothers for the NXT Tag Team Championship.
Yes.
Now, As far as this match goes, I think the Creeds should have took in Stacks on his advice and allow him to be ringside. Don't get me wrong, Ivy Niles is going to be there, but she is not going to stop Joe Coffey from interfering.
Oh, right.
And hey, if she does, then hey, maybe she does.
That's a fact.
Cause, and honestly, from what I've seen on the main roster, you know, it's not like, you know, Joe Coffey's gonna put hands on her, because no one's put hands on Rhea Ripley. But hey, you know, I could be wrong.
I gotcha.
But you know, in any case, more than likely, it's probably gonna be no interference. And even if there is, I got Gallus retaining. I've said it multiple times, and I'll say it again. It's GBOT, and it's their kingdom.
Oh yeah, man, I got you. Honestly speaking, that's gonna be a great match. So I don't know who's gonna win between them. That's another gonna be a great match.
Moving on, I expect this match to be absolutely wild. We have Wesley versus Tyler Bate versus Joe Gacy in a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship.
Oh yeah, man.
Now, this match, just because the first two names I said, I expect this match to be a million miles a minute.
Right.
And Joe Gacy, he may not be able to keep up with them speed-wise, but he has the technical prowess and the power prowess to even things out.
That's a fact.
And I think what we'll need to pay attention to specifically is if both Wesley and Tyler Bate will get over how they feel about each other personally in order to achieve their own solo task at hand, which is trying to win the match. Now,
right.
I know Tyler Bate kept trying to plead his case to Wesley that they're still cool, but most recently it doesn't look like that's the case, mainly because of what happened. But it also showed that Joe Gacy can and will capitalize on them being too focused on each other and ignoring Gacy.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to further drive a wedge between the two, or if not that, let them argue amongst themselves without even doing anything. Then, while they're busy arguing with each other, he'll then catch him lacking, hit the upside down world or whatever, and win the match.
Right. I think so too.
And personally, you know, I feel that Gacy should win this match. As long, I feel that he's been around long enough to get a title.
Honestly speaking, that's going to be another great match. Honestly speaking, I think it will be. I hope my boy Wesley retain or any of the other ones win. I want either one, but I'm leaning more towards my boy Wesley retaining that shit.
Yeah. It's still going to be freaking wild, though.
That's a fact. That's going to be a wild-ass fucking match. It will.
Now, moving on to the main event, we have Carmelo Hayes defending the NXT Championship against Braun Breaker. Now, of course, this match is starting to get real personal. Actually, no. It's been personal. Ever since Braun's heel turn.
Oh yeah, Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker match.
Yeah, and I will say that that this heel turn has done wonders for Braun Breaker.
Oh yeah, man, that is a fact.
Because at first when it came to the when it came to his face run, he was all goody and whatnot, but he still showed that he ain't nothing to fuck with. But now as a heel, he just doesn't give a fuck at all.
That's a fact.
And he's looked like a straight up badass because of it.
Word, man.
I mean,
that's right.
Freaking interfering in matches that has nothing to do with him, just attacking people just because he feels like it. It's all good. But constantly being a coward and attacking Melo from behind and whatnot, I think might prove to be his undoing. Because it doesn't take a scientist to know that Melo's out for revenge.
Right.
Despite being the champ. But yeah. I definitely see some payback coming his way.
Right.
But I know Braun is gonna give everything he has and then some to try and torture what's his face, to try and torture Carmelo Hayes in his hometown, because it's been made apparent that he wants more than to just win than to just win the title. Because
oh yeah, that is true.
Because along with winning the titles, he wants to embarrass him in front of his peoples.
Exactly.
Now, also preface by saying this: because Trick Williams is turning face, I do not expect him to interfere in the match. But,
well, honestly speaking, yeah, that's a fact. For real, honestly, yeah, seeing being that they're both faces, yeah, I don't expect that either. I mean, I love them both. I want either one to win. We'll see what the hell happens. It's gonna be a crazy ass match too. Oh my God. I mean, it's gonna be for the NXT title, but I mean, it's gonna be, I hope barricades are broken. I hope, at least they bounce each other on the steps and all that. I hope so.
Yeah, and I will say this: part of me expects there to be a ref bump or sort of maybe a ref distraction or whatever, and then during that, I fully expect Braun to try and use that distraction or that moment of the ref being down to attack Trick Williams.
Exactly.
But even still, I expect Melo to retain.
Oh yeah, I want either one to win. Either my boy Melo retain or my boy Braun get it back. I love them both. I love when my boy Braun had it, but it was time for my boy Melo to get it, and that boy Melo don't miss. So I hope my boy Melo retain too. Cause I mean, it would be stupid to him to it would be stupid to take the belt off of him that quick. It would be stupid of them to let him lose the belt that quick. For him only having it a month, so it's time to let him hold it longer.
Yeah, but that's gonna do it for Battleground. Now on to Night of Champions. To start things off, oh my God, we have a match that I do not give a fuck about and will not be watching. but I do have something to say about one of the participants in the match.
Talk your talk, my boy.
And it's Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. Now you go over the match, cause I sure the hell ain't.
Honestly speaking, I want either one. I want either one to win. Either my girl Becky Lynch to win, or either my girl Becky Lynch to win, or my girl
Trish.
Yes. Either my girl Becky Lynch or my girl Trish Stratus. I want to win that match.
Alright.
Because honestly speaking, I mean, it's supposed to be a multi-match that extends to SummerSlam.
Oh my
so
God,
I mean,
you gotta be kidding.
I don't know who. What do you say?
Nothing. We can continue.
It's supposed to extend all the way to that. So I don't know if what they're gonna do is if they're going to. So I don't know if they're going to let them. I don't know if they're going to. So I don't know if whoever wins tomorrow. If it's Becky wins tomorrow, then the next match at Money in the Bank, if it takes place, then they're gonna let Becky win. I mean, if they're gonna let Becky win tomorrow, then if they have Money in the Bank, if there's a rematch at that pay-per-view, if they're gonna let Trish win, and then now the final match between them, which is at SummerSlam, they're gonna let Becky win to end that whole multi-event match. Who knows?
Anything else you'd like to add?
Not at all. Nothing else.
Alright, now let me preface by saying, anybody who's a fan of Becky Lynch, skip this now, because I'm about to go on a rant.
Oh, man.
Now, most recently, Becky went on record to talk shit about celebrities who wrestle matches, namely Bad Bunny and Logan Paul, saying, I don't care about the celebrities, I don't care about you, you don't put your blood, heart, and soul into this business. You don't do what we do, you don't sacrifice. Now, me, I felt, and I still feel, she's salty as shit for that, and that was pure sour grapes. Because whether she cares about them or not, that's her. I'm not gonna hold her for that. But what I will hold for her is saying that they don't put their blood, heart, and soul into this business, and they don't do what y'all do. First off, if they didn't put, if Logan and Bad Bunny in particular didn't put their blood, heart, and soul into this business, then they wouldn't have had matches as great as they were. They wouldn't have tried doing spots as crazy as they've done. They wouldn't have taken bumps as crazy as they've taken. They wouldn't have spent endless amount of weeks and probably months training just to get out there and put on matches on short notice. And I say on short notice because compared to how long they trained to compared to how long you train, yeah, it's short notice. Furthermore, saying that they don't sacrifice, you're full of shit, because they do sacrifice. They sacrificed like in their most recent matches alone, especially Bad Bunny, they sacrificed their body just as much as you have, if not more. And let me also say this: just because Logan Paul and Bad Bunny have had more memorable matches and storylines, and most recently than you've had in your last two feuds and your last couple of matches, doesn't mean you're justified in being as salty as you are. Freaking, you're over here wasting your fucking time with Trish Stratus and Lita, women who already have had their careers done. They've already had their legacies done out. But yet you still want to sack ride off their name. And yeah, she sack riding, because if she wasn't, she wouldn't be facing them. And you can argue me all you want. I don't give a fuck. What you need to do is do what you've been doing before, and that's freaking mix it up with wrestlers that are active, just like you. Mix it up with new girls that are on the roster. Mix it up with like Zoe Stark or somebody, not with the legends. And I use that term extremely loosely with those two. Bottom line, that both Logan Paul and Bad Bunny give just as much of a fuck about this business as you do, especially Bad Bunny. If he in particular didn't, then he wouldn't have done everything he did against Damian Priest. So,
damn.
So you wanna come over here and say that they don't put everything they got into this business. They don't do what you do. They don't sacrifice. Look, freaking stop the cap. Get off your fucking high horse, and get over yourself. Cause they do sacrifice. They do what you do, and they do it better than what you do. Well, they do it better than what you've been doing recently. And I tell you what, once you stop sack riding off Tristan Leader's name and start feuding with wrestlers your age or wrestlers that are still just as active as you are, then you can talk shit. Until then, shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of here with that, man. I don't want and any Becky fan wanting to argue in the comment section, come forth and step up. I'll be there fighting tooth and nail. I don't care how long it takes.
Oh shit, man.
Now let's move on before I get any more angry.
Oh, yep, let's do it.
Next up, we have Rhea Ripley versus Natalya for the SmackDown Women's title. First off, swap the title for fuck's sake, man, please. This does not make sense.
Yes, please swap the belts, because I mean, exactly, like, what sense does this make? Like, Bianca Belair got drafted with the Raw Women's Championship. She's on SmackDown now. Rhea Ripley got drafted to Bianca Belair got drafted to SmackDown with the Raw Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley got drafted to Raw with the SmackDown Women's Championship. Swap the belts, because those belts are like exclusively to those brands. Why in the world do you guys still have them on them? It looks very awkward.
And I'll tell you what, if they want Bianca to keep her record and whatnot, then freaking put her back on Raw. Put Rhea and the Judgment Day on SmackDown. Because them constantly having these titles but being on the wrong brand makes no sense. And
exactly.
And I'll even preface by saying this, that if the Street Profits and the New Day can swap their titles because they were on the brand, you can too.
Exactly.
And and they were also in the middle of some pretty good reigns. Like, it's not gonna kill you. And besides, Bianca, you're already the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion. So you got the record.
Exactly.
So swapping the titles ain't no skin off your bones. You good.
That's a fact.
But anyways, on to the match. Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. This is about as random as it's about as random as Seth Rollins versus Omos.
Right. Oh man.
And don't get me wrong, I got no problem with Natalya challenging for it, but like, there's no story behind it. There's no reasoning behind it,
Exactly, for real. I want my girl. I want either my girl Rhea Ripley to win or my girl Natalia to win. But my girl Rhea Ripley's winning. And like you said, there's no story behind it. Like, come on, it's
And
quite obvious my girl Rhea retaining.
and then also because there's no story behind it. I see.
Right.
Unfortunately, there's no reason to care for Natalia.
Right, that's crazy.
And it's a shame because I do like Natalia.
Me too.
Even where she's at in her career, she still is technically sound, submission expert. She could still put on a great match. But unfortunately, because of how little she has been on TV, there isn't much
Right.
of a reason to care about her storyline wise. And since this was so randomly put together, it's hard
Right.
it's hard to get behind her.
Exactly.
And I hate to admit this, but when she came out to interrupt Dana Brooke getting pummeled by Rhea Ripley after the match, number one, she took her sweet time getting to the ring, which allowed Rhea Ripley to continue whooping on Dana Brooke. But also number two, God, I really don't want to admit this because of how much I like her, but no one cared when she came out.
Natalia.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
like straight up, no one cared. And
That's crazy. Damn.
to put it straight up, well, not 9 times out of 10, not always, but in this case especially, if they don't care, I don't care. So I mean, they probably gonna put on a great match, but I have no reason to pull for Natalia. So yeah, I got Rhea winning this hands down, no problem.
No worry, that's a fact.
Moving on, we have Bianca Belair versus Goro Majima. Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship.
That's gonna be another great match along at WrestleMania. Hopefully it is or it should be. But I want either one. But I got my girl Bianca retaining.
Yeah, and just like with Braun Breaker, this heel turn has done wonders for Asuka. Because sure, she had a bit of a gimmick tweak with her whole Goro Majima, and also the changing up the face paint. But I think the heel turn helps the gimmick tweak stand out a lot more.
Oh yeah, me as well.
And for me, even though this might not make sense, just because she does win clean as a heel, personally, I feel that if Asuka wins, she needs to cheat via using the poison mist.
Right.
Because she's brought it back. In my opinion, she needs to use it in order to win. And because in my opinion, it'll help more. In my opinion, it'll help more.
I got you perfectly.
And then also, and this is just my idea. I think that WWE should take a page out of Impact Wrestling and mimic one of the endings that they did, where for Bianca, when Asuka sprays the mist, she puts her hands up to block it, and then while the poison mist is still freshly on her hands, freaking rub it in Asuka's eyes. So now she's blinded by her own mist. Then while she's blinded, she's trying to, look around, get the stuff out of her eyes, Bianca hits it with the KOD, and there it is.
Right.
As a stake for giving the heel wrestler a taste of their own medicine kind of trope, you know?
Right. Exactly.
Moving on, we have Gunther versus Mustafa Ali for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, given how sarcastic that Mustafa Ali acts, part of me has a hard time taking this, even taking this match seriously.
Right.
Because I know Mustafa Ali, unlike his previous matches and whatnot, I know he's gonna take this as serious as it can be, but just the fact that Gunther never jokes around and he's always serious, I see no way of Gunther losing.
Oh yeah, same here. I think Gunther. I think Gunther is going to retain too. The match should be good. Hopefully Mustafa Ali is serious and puts up a good fight, because Mustafa Ali is great talent, but Gunther's winning.
Yeah, and sarcasm aside, he is great in the ring, and he has been overlooked to the level of like Chad Gable and whatnot. But even with how overlooked he is, when I make a comparison to Chad Gable, there's like one glaringly obvious thing, and that's the fact that that Chad Gable's actually won titles before, whereas he hasn't.
Right, exactly.
And also on a side note, when the hell did we start giving power for winning a battle royal for a championship opportunity? Not the championship, a championship opportunity.
Exactly.
Like, when I saw that power go up, I literally was laughing. Like, dude, he won a battle royal to get a championship opportunity, and y'all throwing up pyro. Come on now.
Exactly.
And personally, no offense to Ali, but it's probably gonna be the closest he ever gets to a major celebration.
Right, that's a fact. Nah, I got you. Yeah, not to this one, but yeah, that is a fact.
Yeah. Moving on, we have Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna just say it straight up. Because of his whole broken arm thing, I honestly expect Brock to whoop his ass.
Honestly speaking, I mean, hopefully the match is going to be good. I mean, I doubt it's going to be, because look, his arm is broken, but he wrestled Seth Rollins with a torn pec, and the match is still good. So hopefully he could still deliver. Hopefully both of them could still deliver in the match. And it's not just Brock having an upper hand all the time, but I think this time Brock is getting the win. And the rematch down the line, that happens, then Cody's going to be the one to win.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When he had a torn pec, he could still move his arm a little bit. But with a broken arm, you can't move your arm at all.
Exactly.
So that's why I expect this to be a pure ass whooping. Like, I honestly compare this to, for all you football fans, I compare this to the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship. When Brock Purdy was doing his thing, then unfortunately he blew out his arm. And it was his throwing arm, Then the thing was, I think he was the backup to Jimmy G. But Jimmy G was injured, so that's why he got in. But now that he's injured, his backup the third string got in, but then the third string got injured, so now he had to be back in. They didn't have a choice.
Right.
And since his throwing arm was injured, he was almost useless. That's the way I see this. And because, the Eagles were still healthy, the 49ers were easy pickings.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I'm not saying that if Cody was 100%, he'd beat Brock Lesnar straight up, because he damn sure wouldn't. But because his arm is broken, not a torn muscle, it's broken, he is going to be at a severe disadvantage. Because
right,
if he had an injury like this against any other wrestler, his chances of winning wouldn't be as bad as they are now. But the thing is, Brock is a freak of nature. Pat McAfee said it himself. He's the alpha male of our species.
Right.
And you'd be hard pressed to find such a scary, deadly combination of speed, power, and finesse that Brock Lesnar possesses. Like,
exactly.
A lot of people want to give flack for Brock Lesnar for the limited amount of moves he does, but for one thing, let me give y'all a bit of a wake up call. He has a lot more moves in his arsenal. He doesn't use those moves because he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to put on the technical performances that he used to do with Kurt Angle and them during the Ruthless Aggression era, because he doesn't need to.
Right.
And then secondly, if he did, number one, ever since coming back in 2012, he wouldn't lose a single match.
Exactly.
And he'd be kicking everyone's ass without even trying. Because
that's a fact.
Because I don't know if you remember when Brock was chasing somebody. I don't know if it was while he was brawling with Cody Rhodes, but he was chasing the people that were trying to hold him back. But while he was chasing them, he had to slow himself down just because he was going to catch them.
Oh, right. I remember.
So, yeah. So, honestly, if this doesn't have Cody with limited offense or no offense, then this match is going to be, in my opinion, bad and not going to make sense.
Oh, yeah. Honestly speaking, I agree with you. Couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, yes.
Been an interesting thing I found out is that when it came to the original World Heavyweight Championship, they had before they unified the titles. The lineage for that world title is going to be added on to this world title.
Right.
So, back when Randy Orton was the last champion before the titles got unified, from that and before then, back when the title was introduced in 2002, all of that lineage is going to be added on to this. So,
right.
So I think that's going to be pretty dope.
No, that's a fact.
Secondly,
that is a fact.
Seth Rollins has to win this match.
Oh, well, honestly, I want either one to win. My boy Seth Rollins and my boy AJ Styles is going to be a great match, but it makes more sense for Seth Rollins to win because the title's only exclusively to Raw. What sense did it make to have the superstars, as we said on the previous podcast, the SmackDown superstars competing in the tournament when Triple H said himself specifically that the title's only exclusive to Raw? Exactly. And then there was a rumor had it. Sorry to cut you, my man.
No, go ahead.
Rumor had it that it was going to be AJ Styles winning or what have you. I mean, what was the point of drafting him over to SmackDown? You're going to have him win and to have him go back to SmackDown makes no sense completely.
Right.
Right. It makes more better sense for Seth Rollins to win. He's a Raw and Raw. He's a Raw superstar, and the belt's only exclusive to Raw.
And the only way they can salvage AJ winning the match is if he immediately goes to Raw afterwards. Because if he doesn't, then he's literally begging Roman Reigns to take the title from him.
Exactly.
And then people are going to be even more pissed because now Roman will have 3 world titles on his.
That's a fact.
But yeah, Seth should win this match. Either way, this match will be great because I know that they both are gonna tear the place down.
Yeah, they are.
But
they are.
Part of me thinks it's not. It might be the match of the night, but part of me thinks that the main event is gonna be the match of the night, and of course the main event being Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Now we need to preface this by pointing out that because it was, exposed ahead of time, the Usos will not be in Saudi Arabia. So because of that, any kind of rumor of them interfering in the match will, automatically is debunked. So they won't be interfering in this match.
Oh, that's right.
And with that being said, even though I hate to admit this, it's really difficult for me to see the Bloodline losing this match.
I got you perfectly. So, I want either one to win. Either my boy Roman Reigns, my boy Solo Sikoa, or my boy Kevin Owens, my boy Sami Zayn. This should be a good match. I want either one to win. So we'll see what the hell happens.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great match, too.
But again, I have a hard time betting against the Bloodline. And the biggest reason is because of something rather funny that Sami Zayn said when it came to them having a segment in the ring. And that was, he felt that the biggest reason why himself and Owens are going to win this match is because Roman and Solo aren't good enough. And I'll tell you, and I tell you what, despite him cheating in both matches in order to win, Roman has beaten both of them in singles matches. And then not only that, Solo Sikoa has beaten them in singles matches.
Oh, that's a fact.
So basically what I'm trying to say is, since they both beaten them in singles matches each, what makes Sami so sure that they can't get the job done just as good as they got it done in singles matches, in a tag match?
Exactly. That's a fact.
So yeah, this match is gonna be great. Owens and Zayn are gonna bring just as much as they had when they took the titles in this match, but I honestly don't see how the Bloodline is gonna lose unless something happens that Roman and Solo get distracted or something, but considering the Usos aren't gonna be there, I don't see how they're gonna have any kind of distraction, from winning this match.
Exactly.
So
neither do I.
So yeah.
Neither do I.
And honestly, with that being said, I got nothing more to say on the matter. So that's going to do it for this episode of The Contract. I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and chill with us. I definitely want to thank the humble man, as usual, for coming through and kicking his wrestling knowledge.
Yes, my man, Cos Payton, you already know it. We'll be right back. We'll be right back at y'all right here Monday with the results. And also, before we go, yesterday was somebody's birthday. One of my main favorite wrestlers, and we're going to say this, one of my main favorite wrestlers, one of the greatest of all time, the longest Universal Champion in WWE history, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, my boy, the head of the table, the tribal chief. Acknowledge him. I acknowledge him. My boy Roman Reigns. Yesterday was his birthday. One of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time. My boy Roman Reigns. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday to my boy Roman Reigns. I hope you had a great birthday. You continue to enjoy it this week, and I hope tomorrow you enjoy your birthday even more when y'all win. Happy birthday to my boy Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him, and tomorrow he reaches a milestone, which is incredible and remarkable. 1,000 days as champion. My boy Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him. Happy birthday to my boy Roman Reigns, yo.
Yeah, whatever. So
yeah, stop your shit. Stop the hating, son.
Nope. So
like he says on his shirt, which is one of his shirts I got, one of his recent ones, and one of his recent newest ones. And he just came out with a new one as we seen tonight and last week. Last week it came out, his new shirt called Life's Not Fair. You already know for damn sure I'm getting that. Listen, his recent shirt, which is what I got, says greatness amongst you, which is what I got. Like, you know what I'm saying? He speaks that shit into existence. My boy Roman Reigns, greatness amongst you. You hear that shit? Acknowledge my boy Roman Reigns. Happy birthday to my boy Roman Reigns again. Acknowledge him. We the ones.
Yeah, whatever.
And stop your bullshit, cause love you, my man, but stop your bullshit hating on my boy Roman Reigns, yo.
Not in this lifetime.
Oh boy.
But anyways, if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Comment if you feel like it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And until next time, my way of Struggle Vision Productions, it's the Hitman and the Humble Man, and we out. Peace.
Peace. We out this bitch. We'll be right back at you. Right here with y'all Monday morning or Monday afternoon, hitting y'all with the results of both pay-per-views. Peace. We out this bitch. Later.